Accounts. In this section, we're going to cover education, retirement, as well as margin accounts. Let's start with education accounts. Now, the two education accounts to know for the exam are the Coverdell Education Savings Account and the Section 529 plan. Now, if you would take a look at the illustration in the book, I want to point out the similarities before I get into the one big difference between these two plans. Okay, you'll notice that after-tax funds enter both plans. Within both plans, the funds grow tax-deferred, and when the funds leave the plans, you have tax-free qualified withdrawals. So you've got after-tax funds going in, you've got funds growing tax-deferred while the funds are within the plan, and when the funds come out, they're tax-free if they're qualified withdrawals. Here's the difference. The maximum contribution amount on the Coverdell is much smaller. It's a $2,000 max. And you'll also notice that the Coverdell covers elementary as well as higher education. Now, elementary is much smaller education. The $2,000 max is a much smaller maximum amount that is allowed to be contributed to the plan. So the similarities, after-tax funds go into both plans, the funds grow tax-deferred in both plans, tax-free qualified withdrawals in both plans. The difference, the Coverdell has the lower maximum contribution, and it's got the lower education, the elementary education. Retirement accounts. We're going to take a look at the traditional IRA versus a Roth IRA. Now, the main difference between a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA is the concept of a traditional IRA using pre-tax contributions and taxable withdrawals versus the Roth IRA having after-tax contributions and tax-free withdrawals. It's exactly the opposite. So the traditional IRA has pre-tax contributions, and then it comes out taxable. The Roth IRA has after-tax contributions going in and tax-free withdrawals coming out. Now, another main difference is the absence of the age limits upon withdrawals pertaining to the Roth IRA. Now, funds in a traditional IRA can be withdrawn at age 59 and a half, and distributions must begin by the age of 70 and a half to avoid tax penalties. You do not have that with the Roth IRA, as you can see in the illustration. Now, in a regular IRA, a traditional IRA, it has a contribution limit of $5,000 per year with an additional catch-up contribution of $1,000 for individuals 50 and above. If an individual is covered by their employer's plan, the tax deductibility may be limited. Also remember, an IRA can be transferred to another qualified retirement plan with no ill effects. However, if you take a check, if an individual receives a check due to a rollover, the check must enter another qualified plan within 60 days to avoid a tax penalty. Now, the existence of an employer-sponsored retirement account is not a consideration with the Roth IRA, as contributions are made after tax. The funds in a Roth IRA grow tax-free, and withdrawals are tax-free as well. Lastly, let's take a look at the 401k plan versus a Keogh plan. And again, I'd like to draw your attention to the illustration in the book. As you can see, contributions are made pre-tax in both plans. Both plans offer tax-deferred growth, and when the money comes out of the plan, they're both taxed as ordinary income, and they both have the 59.5 and 70.5 rules applying to them. They're very, very similar plans. A 401k plan allows employees to make pre-tax contributions for their retirement directly from their paychecks. Now, prior to federal tax being taken from an individual's paycheck, the 401k money is deducted. Now, due to the fact that the funds enter the plan pre-tax, any distributions received upon retiring are taxed as ordinary income. Now, a Keogh Plan, think of a doctor or an attorney. A Keogh Plan is a retirement plan for a self-employed individual. Now, again, as you can see in the illustration, the plans have many similarities, and I'm just going to reiterate here. Contributions go into the plans pre-tax. They enjoy tax-deferred growth. And when the money comes out, it's taxed as ordinary income. The 59.5 and 70.5 rules will apply.